is Sheets, and we're going to be doing the live lineup builds for the PGA contest today, and we're going to do both the um, classic slate and the showdown. And as you know, I did not do any preview of this, which you know what, it's just as well, because it's a 30. It is a 30 golfer slate. So who I like is just so much less relevant than who we actually play, based on ownership and based on the sims and all of that stuff. So first thing that we're going to do is we put all the most recent projections in, and we're going to build 5,000 lineups, and we're going to work out of that. And we are going to play 150, which is not advisable with 30 golfers, but we are going to do it anyway. So the first thing that I did not do as I'm putting this build together is I'm not intentionally leaving money on the table yet. We'll see if I need to do that when I start filtering down from the original 5,000 lineup set, which we're going to create. See, before we get into this, there is kind of a theme to this slate, which I do want to talk about. And it is a way that you can get different without going too nuts. I mean, you're going to take some low ownership, but there's kind of a scary couple of spots that you can play that that I want to kind of sell you on. And when we do our sims, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to them anyway. But I want to talk about Hideki and Robert McIntyre. So both of them have, essentially announced that they're hurt. I mean, they're both hurt, and they're listed as quote unquote questionable, but they both say they're going to play. And they both have that really, that nasty injury that scares everybody, and that being a back injury. And yeah, having a back injury in golf is literally the nut low. All right. So they both said they're going to play. And Hideki, I mean, he came right out and said I'm about 50%, and he's going to try to play. And however, he also said that he's more focused on the President's Cup and being healthy for that. So you might think, like, who in their right mind is going to play Hideki in a situation like that, considering that he has a very well documented history of withdrawing. Well, in a 150 person slate, 150 golfer slate, I would say X him. But in a 30 golfer slate, I think you need to really consider playing a lot of him. And let me make the ooh, look what I just noticed. Wow, check this out. I found a typo. I got to type that in there. It says here in the main thing, it says 24% off your first month, 10% off yearly subscription. Ooh, I have to remember to yell at them about that. Oh, that's brutal. How am I going to remember? I have to literally write it on the thing. Typo subscription. Okay. But let me just suggest this, okay? That when you're playing GPPs and you're looking for upside, you're looking for that ceiling performance. And I will say this, that if in fact Hideki is playing well, it's more likely he continues than if he just is not playing well. I think that's pretty safe to say, right? So it's one of those situations where he's kind of self-correlating. Hold on a second. Why is everybody calling? Sorry. So it's sort of self-correlating, right? If he does well round one, he's more likely to play round two, So I think that you can take shots at Hideki and Robert McIntyre for the same reasons. And if you get to them, leave them. And if you get to a lot of them, leave them. And I think you are going to get to a lot of them when you start doing kind of geomean filtering and all the stuff that you're going to need to do to get unique in a 30 golfer slate, which you are going to need to try to do. Okay. There's just no way that I'm going to play a golf tournament, a golf GPP and play these 40 dupe lineups. It's just asking for it. There's way too much variance to play that way. So I am going to eat a lot of this. Like you see here, this average projection, I'm going to eat a lot of this in the name of getting unique on this particular slate. Yes, the showdown as well, but even more so the classic slate, which I usually don't worry too much about the dupes and things like that. So let's just do this, I guess. So I loaded the top 5,000 lineups, and the one thing I'm not going to do is just play this top 150. All right, in here. All right. However, I will say that this formula for, I don't know if it's always been like this, but it looks a lot more aggressive than it used to. So the golf main formula is 0.4 times sum of my projection plus the 99th percentile outcome of the lineup, which is pretty big, minus 0.5 times average ownership. I mean, that's pretty freaking aggressive. So I don't mind actually playing a build with this and not running the sims. Because again, when you run the sims, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to create the right contest field. So we shall see. So first thing, let's wait, who did he talk to? Yeah, this is just always a tough time. So this is so let's do the first things first. Let's go min uniques, like more min uniques than we're supposed to. So min uniques, it goes down to 490.6. Then it goes down to 487. So already we're starting to eat a little bit. So let's just go to min uniques 2 for now. But then what I want to do is I really want to consider just blasting the geomean filtering for this particular slate. So let's do that. Let's remind ourselves of how many entrants in this tournament there are, and that would be a lot. 37,647. So let's see what that is. Geomean 37,647. And to attempt to get one dupe, you're going to need 17.2, I guess, geomean. And you see that you're not getting there from any of this. Okay. And I already tried this last night, and you'd be very surprised like how tough it is. And because it's tough, you're going to get lineups that are going to be very uncomfortable. But I think this is what you have to do with so few golfers in the slate. So let's take a look. And as we do that, we are going to take a look to see how this affects our average projection. And you see, you can't even get any with 17.2. If you go dupes 2, you get to 19.3. And I tried that before, and I think we had a little bit more success with this squeal point. Yeah. So you're able to get your lineups, and you'll notice right away who kind of flies to the top. And that's the 2 Qs, Hideki and McIntyre. So I'm not saying that you need to play this way, but I can only say what I'm doing. Right. And I am totally doing this. So let's go min uniques 2, see how that affects this. It does. Oh, this is good. It didn't really reduce the average projection too much because it's probably already really poor. But now we don't even have enough lineups. So let's go back min uniques 2. And then like this particular build is going to get me 60% Hideki. I mean, if you get away with this, you're a freaking hero. That's the thing. And as I like to say sometimes, the good thing about having 60% You know, the good thing about having 60% Hideki when he withdraws is going to be that you have 40% still alive. The other thing you don't see, I don't believe, is any Scheffler here. Actually, you do. 14%. So this is not, I do not recommend this, but this is what I'm doing. And I think that then, well, I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't recommend. I do recommend this. I do recommend trying to get as unique as possible. It is golf. Okay. And it's not like I'm leaving $1 billion on the table. I'm just kind of prioritizing. You know, I'm prioritizing high, you know, high percentile outcomes, and I'm forcing in a good amount of uniqueness. So let's save that for now. And then just for funsies, let's run the sims also. Okay, just to see. Against the flagship MME, which is basically SaberSim's ownership projections. I just want to see how it might differ a little bit. Can't imagine. Well, I shouldn't say I can't imagine it would be different, because it certainly could. But I still think you're going to get like all of this. Where is it? I still imagine that you're going to get all kinds of Hideki. Yeah, you are. So I guess I'm supposed to respect the use of the sim somewhat and do this instead. And it's pretty much a very similar type exposure. We still need Hideki, pretty much. So we're gonna try this for the lottery. Okay. Now for the other ones, I mean, technically, and we should probably do geomean filtering for all these, right? So let's just see what that would be. So in the in this signature hole, there's 700. So 700, I mean, we should be okay. 700 entries. Geomean should be 33. I mean, that's we're fine there. So we're good with the signature hole, just kind of playing what we play. And then for the two single entries, like the driver and the other driver, I think it's kind of wise probably to go min uniques, maybe 2 or something like that. Yeah, so min uniques 2 at least. Let's just see how going to min uniques 3 affects this to go to 487. Yeah, this is fine too. All right. So for the single entries, we'll do this. And then for the leaderboard special, we'll just put the one lineup in as is. And then you get Hideki. And we'll download these. Oh, I forgot to do this for freaking LOL. I did like a half-hour video last night. I did all these gyrations, and then I just forgot to upload the lineups. So let's just make sure that we do that. So again, don't try this at home, but in the name of transparency, this is what I'm doing. Okay, let's do FanDuel. And we're going to do literally the same thing. Okay, so we'll upload FanDuel. Now, obviously, we're going to keep an eye on the news, and if in fact these guys are out before lock, we'll obviously change all this. But as long as they're playing, I'm in. We'll just see what happens. So let's do the same thing with FanDuel. And just to get ahead of the curve, what I'm going to start doing is, oh, it's too late. So once again, we did FanDuel. We'll go to min uniques. Let's, you know, we're gonna run the sims because we knew we were gonna do that anyway. So we're gonna run the sims for both the eagle and the monster. And as that's happening, we're gonna look at the eagle and see what that is as far as geo mean filtering. So that's 13,227 as far as number of entries. So 13,227. One dupe is 20.5. That's going to be the thing. So we don't want monster. We want the other one. So 20.5 would be the geo mean filter. Come on, where are you? There you are. Eagle. And let's go geo mean filter. Can we get to 20.5? Probably not. But let's see. No. Yeah, we can actually. And you see all this Aberg business, which is fine. Aberg, Morikawa, more. Matsuyama, more Cantlay. So this goes to 480. And then what does this one go to? That's pretty good, actually. All right. Now we don't even have enough. All right. So we're going to do the same thing with FanDuel. I really hope at the very least that I get unique lineups out of all this because we're certainly taking quite a bit of risk. The monster, we're just going to put in the best lineup. And then we're going to download these. Make sure to upload them, to FanDuel. And it looks pretty good, right? I mean, GTD. Well, you know what? No guts, no glory, I guess. So what we are going to do is we are going to post in our Discord channel. We have like 2 minutes. Then we'll do then I'll do the showdown. Let's go into, hold on, I'm going to go in my Discord channel. Otherwise, I'm never going to remember. Sorry about this. While doing live stream that there is a typo in the offer code. It says subscription. Not subscription. Subscription. We'll try to change on my own. Otherwise, someone please do so later. And let's to show them. Let's go control print screen, and then okay. All right, let's do the showdown now. What's up, D-Pope? Let's do the showdown now. And I think we already put all this in. So yeah, so round one, we loaded these already and we built our, how many? Our 5,000. And we're just going to do the same thing. Okay. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else. We should sim again, I think. I do think that the ownership projections are going to be pretty tight from SaberSim today. So I think that using their flagships is not bad. The only thing I worry about is that for Golf Showdown, maybe people are going to leave money on the table and be a little bit funny like that. So let's just take a look and see like what my pool. Yeah, I already talked about this Deep Pope. Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I mean, but I don't know. And a rule to have one of Xander shuffle. That's just not my thing. That's the best I can. It's just not my thing to play that way. If I get to it, I get to it. If I don't have one of them, I don't have one of them. That's just my thoughts. All right. So as far as pools go, it looks as though if I used my pool as the contest fields, I'd be getting Xander, and then 25% Scheffler. So these guys would be more popular than Scheffler. I can't imagine that really being the case. I just think that at the end of the day, Scheffler is going to be just as high owned as these guys. So I'm going to use the well, let's put these in first. Let's save the contests. I didn't even run the sims yet. Upload this. And then we're going to add all contests. We are going to use the stock ones for SaberSim just for the reasons I just mentioned. I don't think my pool is particularly going to be as accurate as, I mean, just because I'm getting all these, not as much Scheffler. I still think Scheffler is going to be the most popular. So let's now run these. So we're going to start by running these. And same as always, we're going to go to aggregate metrics, put average projected score. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you just run your normal sims and your normal optimizers, you're going to get all this anyway, probably. I don't think, this is my opinions, right? I don't do rules. I don't think that my opinion on who I want is better than letting the well constructed projections kind of lead me in those directions. Anyway. All right. So all right, so we ran the sims and we'll sort by risk adjusted ROI. And then we're going to have to start by going min uniques. Wait, let me just make sure that this worked. Yep, that's good. Let's go back to the showdown. Pitch and putt. Okay. So now we go to min uniques 2. Then it goes to 220. It's not really collapsing too much, which, it goes down to 218 after that. So let's stick with min uniques 2. And then we have to take a shot at these, at sorting by geo mean. I think it's very, very relevant. I mean, you could either do that or leave money on the table. The problem with the leaving money on the table, honestly, is that I don't know how much to leave. So I know how much I think geo mean I need to sort for. Now, again, just because I don't know how much to leave, that doesn't mean I shouldn't leave. So it's possible. Let's see if we can't get what we need just by geo mean filtering. And if we can, then I don't need to leave money on the table. Otherwise, we'll go back and leave money on the table. How about that? So let's go back to see how many were in this tournament. All right, only 41-17. That's not the end of the world. So I think we'll be able to do this. So 41-17. Geo mean of 24.9. Which is easy. I mean, I can get to that pretty easily, I think. Now, if I want to get to 17, that would be fun. So I wonder if I can get to 17. Probably not. How about we split the difference? Let's start by doing a filter. Let's just see, by the way. Let's see what happens if we try for 17. We're never going to get there, but yeah, I'm only one lineup, right? So let's see instead if we split the difference. Let's just see 20. We could do just 24.9, right? And probably it would be well clear. Um but because I'm getting these 23, I think I could be a little greedier. I think I can be a little greedier. So I think we can go in the middle. We can go 22.2 maybe. Yeah, I think so. 22.2. I think we can get there. Yeah, pretty easily actually. And then we go min uniques 2, and then let's just see how many we can get away with. Min uniques 3. Oh, nice. Very easy. And then we get caught. So min uniques 3, geo mean 22. I think it's reasonable. And we're gonna get the same overexposure to Hideki as before, but that just is what it is. So I think that's what we're gonna do in the showdown here. Let's save these. And then for the Club Pro, which is the bigger buy-in, we can remove the filter. I mean, rather handily. I mean, 23.5 is for that small of a tournament. It's going to be extraordinarily easy. So in a weird way, I think we played more aggressively in the classic relative to the way we normally play as we did in the showdown. Okay. But we still screwed around with the showdown somewhat. We just didn't leave money on the table, I guess. All right, I guess that's all I have for you guys. And at about 10:30, I'm going to be doing the tennis. So that's also going to be fun. And then we're going to do baseball a little bit later.